know
I
where
wish I
I get that.
Yep. Marty, you want to lead us in the invocation?
Sure.
again?
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this time together, that we've come together as City Council tonight. Lord, just give us your wisdom and help us make good decisions for the city, and bless the department heads and the mayor and all that they do for our community, and give us a good meeting. In your name we pray.
Amen. Misty, will you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Young lady, I apologize for that. I should have had you do that. I'm just so used to mine. All right, we'll convene our meeting. We'll start with roll call. Misty Cottle.
Here.
Jeff Upton. Here. Jan Throgmorton.
Here.
Marty Lindaberry.
Here.
John Collins.
Here.
Dina McKnight.
Here.
Don Rollins.
Here.
Anthony Foster.
Here.
Our city attorney and city clerk are both present. The first item on the agenda is the adoption of the agenda, and I do need to amend the agenda. Under new business, item 4, I would like to add a destruction order for the courts. All of you have that copy of that affidavit of destruction in front of you.
I make a motion we approve the agenda with the change. Second.
All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. That motion carries. Next is the approval of our meeting minutes from November 18th. Do we have any changes or comments or motions concerning those?
I'll make a motion, we approve them as they are.
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. That motion carries. Our public forum, we'll try to limit this to 2 minutes per speaker to address the council and mayor. Would anybody from the public like to address the council and mayor tonight?
No, good.
Okay. We will close the public forum and move into our business reports. Planning Commission is not present. They do have a report in our packet. You can see that new business, they have a lot line adjustment and a rezoning application petition.
Where's Dry Creek?
Give me just a minute.
Is that gonna be Dry Creek?
That's what I was thinking.
Yes.
Dry
It
sometimes.
might
be Dry Creek.
Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's not.
It's on Dry Creek.
Sometimes it's very wet.
Where do you see it at? This Dry Creek?
Under number 1.
The address.
Property location.
46 Dry Creek.
46.
There it is. Okay. All right. That's a Scribner's error, right, Tom? They also met with Juliet and started discussing the revision of our subdivision ordinance. And I think that's going to be good. We've taken a little bit different approach to the subdivision ordinance than we did the zoning ordinance. So we've got a lot of input from the fire chief, public works on the front end of that, and then kind of brought an ordinance of changes to them. Because a lot of that subdivision is roads into the subdivision, it's turnarounds for fire department, it's fire hydrant connections, that type of thing. So we've tried to start there and then bring the changes to the commission to review. And so hopefully we'll have that coming before us shortly. I think they're planning.
They have a public hearing before their meeting in January. for
Yeah.
that.
So we'll have the public hearing soon, and then hopefully that'll be coming on to us
So,
to review.
public hearing. And then it says motion carried. Okay.
All right, any questions on that? All right, we'll move into the library report. Maureen?
Hey, I feel like
I was just here. So I don't have a whole lot more to report. We've had a slight decrease in checkouts and borrows as compared to last year, but more attendance to programs this year. So, and you may have noticed that I accidentally put the unedited version of this into your packet, so I'm sorry about that. Next time I'll check more carefully. We are getting ready for our Howl's Moving Castle escape room. It's going to start on the 22nd, so if you haven't booked a time and would like to, you can book online from Facebook or our website, or you can call the library if you need any assistance. We're really excited to be working towards testing out trying a YA book club. Kay Rossetti is going to help lead it and bring in elements of literature and help like compare like old versus new is the general idea at the moment. So like maybe we'll pick a hot new novel that is kind of reflective of an older classic. So it could be a lot of fun. We're bringing in also diaries. So we're going to have a diary decorating party after the first meet and greet where people can kind of spit out ideas and also bring what they would like to see to the table. So if you know anyone between the ages of 16 and 22, send them our way. And I know it's on the calendar, and now I'm blanking, but I think it is on the 22nd as well of December. So we're looking forward to that. And then we have games and puzzles out, so if you want to even just drop by the library, look for someplace warm, or you want to bring your own activity just to get out of the house on a cold day, we're open. So, yeah. Oh, and also we have a cookie exchange next Friday. Super excited about that. If you like cookies, you should come. So, and also we have someone coming in doing live music during part of the cooking exchange. So,
Very good. Any questions for Maureen? No? Thank you, Maureen.
thank you.
Chief Goggins.
Good evening. All right, so we had 322 calls for service, 22 reports taken, 45 citations, 106 warnings, 28 warrants served. The Greenland MOU that I talked about, I think 2 meetings ago, is signed and approved, so we are back into agreement and basically formalizing what we're already doing between our partnership with Greenland. So glad to have that taken care of. Yesterday we had the pleasure of serving 20 of our kids with Shop with a Cop. We had some fun, went to Walmart. Lots of people, I'm probably going to forget somebody, but I definitely want to thank our sponsors, Westfest, C&E, People's Pro Lawn Care, Lewis Automotive. I think there's someone else I'm forgetting, but I can't remember, it escapes me. Oh, and the school, especially the counselors. They are kind of the unsung hero with that. They help us coordinate all the benevolence programs, not just ours. We're just one of many they coordinate. And it would be much more difficult if we didn't have the counselors working with us to do that program. Oh, and yes, I alluded to this last meeting, our little Christmas surprise, if you will. Yeah. There we go. There you go. There you go. So you may or may not be aware, but the mayor directed us to look at our emergency plans. And I'll try not to get too nerdy over here, but the thing that fell in my lap was communication. So we looked at lots of different options of how we were going to do this, and basically what we've done, it is now operational, is we have our own GMRS repeater on our water tower that will serve day-to-day as a repeater for this area for people that want to use it. You can get a license, there's information there, kind of tells you a little bit about it. You basically get to pay $35 to the FCC. It's not the easiest thing you'll ever do. Navigating the FCC's website is kind of a test in and of itself, but it's not like hand. You don't have to actually pass the test. So you can get one of those licenses for covers your entire family, and you can literally talk across our jurisdiction on this. And one of a kind of a neat side effect of putting it where it is it really has great coverage to the north. So this is definitely a system that if you have family in certain areas of Springdale, Fayetteville, you can talk to them from West Fork, absent the internet or any other kind of lines of communication. So we repurposed some old equipment to make this happen and packaged it up with lots of help from fire department, helping me with the climbing part and the rope stuff, and got that up and running. And hopefully, I have a demonstration if it works, with this, just a little $20 radio, and we can talk on it. WSHY 910, anybody out there for a radio check?
WRAR 667, David Lincoln, I copy you loud and clear.
Thank you, Dave, I appreciate it. Happy night, buddy. So, that guy
WRAR 667, stand by.
is a guy named Dave that is a GMRS guy, that he probably has a tower on the top of his house to get here from Lincoln. But it's super simple, easy. Well, it is a little nerdy, I got it. But day to day, it's a public service utility for people that want to get that license and use it. Why are we doing it? Big picture wise, though, if we do have any issue or interruption to our normal communication, like the A1 system, the statewide system, if we lose a tower, we could be potentially, dead just losing one tower. Earlier this year, we had, I think it was a fiber optics line cut, I don't remember for sure, but basically we had no cell phone service from 400 Centennial and south, no cell phones. So in an emergency situation, we can utilize this and also use it as a backup form of communication. It's super simple, it's right up the road, it has a battery backup on it, so we can literally keep that going, hook a generator if we want to, we don't really need not that much power. But we can keep that operational on our own, that's in our control, we can power it and maintain it. So if the whole world is falling down around us, having all kinds of problems, we at least can talk to each other here in Westport and keep on operating independently. So it gives us that backup communication option, and on the other side, public service kind of utility, if you will, day to day. So I was waiting on a cooling fan, otherwise what I've done this last month. But I was literally waiting on a cooling fan from Amazon to put it up. So sorry I didn't get too super nerdy in it, but yeah, we've been looking at the communication piece and different things like that. There's more to it, but I'm not going to really drill down into it deeply. But if you have questions about it, let me know. I'm happy to help you. Other than that, I just want to kind of show off that project. I'm glad to have it done and operational.
Any questions?
All right, thank you very much.
Public Works, Mr. Hardison.
Don't have a whole lot to report. Water loss is up, still up. It will probably continue to be up. We had a Thanksgiving Day main break that Thanksgiving night. And we fixed on Northwood, and we fixed 2 or 3 other little leaks, so I don't foresee that going down. I have reached out to a engineering firm out of Mississippi that does leak detection. They did a leak detection deal for Cave Springs and found like 85 leaks. Their water loss went from 60 to 15. So they're putting together a little proposal for me, then we'll have them after the first year try to come through and do one for us. Bad thing about it is we spend that money and we'll fix 20 leaks and there'll be 15 right behind it. So Pleasant Street, we're going to wrap that up probably this week and start sampling that, so then we can start doing towers over there. That's kind of the first puzzle piece of the 170 bridge, and then we're still working on, we're like right at 90% plans on that, on all the utility movement over there, so that should kick off after the first of the year. I have ANRD reporting for my water provider board. That is you guys. All you are done except for the mayor and Anthony.
With you, brother. I'm with you.
They
Stand strong.
They will start withholding funding, so we need to get those wrapped up. So the rest of you guys are good, I'll report to you guys, but yeah, I'm missing you too. I'll try to reach out to SAU Tech and get y'all stuff lined out again so y'all can log in and take that class.
I mean, if we need to discuss something, we could ask them to leave.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Yeah, it's not, I mean, all y'all, most of y'all done it, so it's not terrible. It's just having to sit down and do it.
No.
Well, I'll take it, so.
There wasn't.
I can pass it, anybody can.
I'll pass it. Anybody can, for sure.
That's all I got. Did you get the invite for the Arvest property meeting Thursday?
Thursday? No, it's Wednesday.
Thursday at 2 o'clock.
Thursday,
Thursday.
I put it on mine as Wednesday.
Okay.
Okay, Thursday at 2.
We might call
I was gonna be here tomorrow.
You wanna come on?
Bring in that stuff.
We'll have a meeting tomorrow too.
So, yeah,
We have a pre-meeting.
maybe I can just sit down tomorrow and go through that text. So what Isaac's talking about is we're having a second meeting on the Arvest property with the developers of that. And I assume that they're bringing their revised plan.
They'll have a concept
Yeah.
to present, so.
So, I envision that probably being ready to sell houses this time next year.
I would doubt it.
How many are they building there?
I think the last one we saw was 75.
Yeah, the new concept we haven't seen yet, and they were doing a few changes, but it'll be 70 to 75, somewhere around there.
So that's good, it's moving forward.
Church Street is, utilities are starting, they put some sewer in and didn't expose the existing sewer line that they were supposed to tie into, so they missed it by about 4 feet, so they're having to redo some there, and we're actually gonna replace some sewer on Church to get out of their way for water to come through there, because the old water line, the gas line, and the sewer line were all right together, and they had to go right through the middle of them, so. And they were gonna have to encase about half of it, because they were gonna be within 10 feet, so we're gonna move the sewer line over out of their way and make it a little easier for them to get in there. And
Will that be the last step of that project, is actually doing Church Street?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so after they get curbs in there, they'll probably asphalt that, but I foresee them just doing the whole thing then, so that would be my guess. Well, they have an asphalt crew there, just do it all, so.
Okay. Anything for Isaac?
Mr. Chance.
Looking forward to you getting that leak detector here.
Yeah.
Next, Parks Report, Director Harrison.
Hi guys, I don't have a lot to report either. It's December, it's the parks. I haven't worked on it since we met last summer. I've got choice, some not, but yeah, we're just maintaining, still working in the disc golf course, making improvements there, getting good feedback, just taking care of some things, off-season stuff that we don't get a chance to do, and just taking care of the issues as they come up. Do want to let you know, I did hire a full-time employee finally. I tried to get him to come here tonight so I could introduce him to y'all, but he wouldn't, so. But I've hired former Chief Mark Myers. He's switched places with TJ. He's been helping me out all summer, pretty much since Dwayne left, and part-time and temporary was what the plan was, but he really liked it, and he's done a good job, and he stepped up. And I worked him pretty hard, and I explained to him this is our easier time of the year, but he's really stepped up, done a good job, and wanted to give it a try. So I think it's going to work out well. He's going to be an asset to my department and the city in general, I think. So he stepped up big last week when I wasn't able to make it to the parade and took care of things that were my responsibility. He stepped in and took care of it, and I do appreciate that. And everyone that had anything to do with the parade, I got to watch it on Facebook, but it was looked like a really good event, and I was sorry to miss it, but that's about all I got. Don't have much.
Anything for Chad?
Enjoy your downtime, Chad.
Yeah, I wish I had took off and got to do what I want and not lay around in bed.
Yeah.
Anyway, it happened, so
Well, I'm glad you got to see the parade. It was a good one.
it looked like a real good one.
The last I heard, we had 39 entrants, and some of those had multiple floats.
There were 55 vehicles altogether.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
It was, the video was about 20 minutes, so it was long.
And we dodged all the controversy that Fayetteville received.
It looked amazing and looked like a lot of people put a lot of time and effort into it. The dump truck was really good.
Great. Snowplow. It's
I
about
was,
time.
I was on the way home from that, I was talking to Leslie, and, you know, that was her baby. You and her fought over that about
She
8
made
years
me
ago.
do it, actually, and going.
That was the one condition, if I was gonna be mayor, she had to have a Christmas parade. But after 8 years, that was really amazing.
It was good.
Yeah, it was a good one, so, thank you. Tree looks awesome.
It does, I like it. It took a little work to get it. It's made to kind of go up with the flagpole, not have to have someone, but when it did go up, it just didn't look quite right. So we did have Heath come help us kind of make it look a little bit better. I think it turned out real well.
It looks good.
We learned a little, but it'll come easier next year. Heath, Frank.
Yeah.
Not this Heath.
Well, when I drove by, him and Mark was standing there scratching their head.
Well, we needed someone that could reach a little higher. Mark's tall, he's taller than I am, but it still didn't, no. Swepco was nice enough to help us out with those situations on occasion, so we're fortunate that we utilized their bucket truck and he helped us fix the top, make it fit and look a little bit better, so. And he's helped us with, even when we had the other tree across the street, he's helped us lots of years for stuff like that. Goes around and works on some of the ornaments that don't work. We have issues with them, I don't know how they're hanging and stuff, so. We're lucky to be able to utilize that for sure.
Good to have the relationship.
It does. It is, yeah. More we'll do when he retires, we'll see.
All right, anything else for Chad?
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Chad. Fire Department, Chief Howard.
Good evening. Month of November, we had 84 calls for service. 11 of those were fire calls, 14 of those were motor vehicle accidents. We logged about 150 hours of training. Inspections are going well. Just kind of plugging right along. We did have our end of the year awards ceremony, Christmas party. So we appreciate everyone that helped make that possible. Thank you to you all for approving the run checks that the firemen received at the end of the year. That was always a big hit. They always really appreciate that. And right now we're working on the application process and hiring 2 employees for next year. Going through that process. We're getting some decent applicants. I think we've been open for about a week, and I think we're up to about 6. But I've had lots of other calls and interest, just not had applications turned in yet. So we'll see how that goes. And thanks to Chief Goggins for the communications. We've been working on the city's EOP for several months, getting really close to having a document to bring to you all. Chief Goggins took the communications part of that and ran with it, and he's done really well, so I just want to give him a thank you for that. That's about it for me.
Any questions for Chief Howard?
Thank you, sir.
I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but we've had 1 month of fire calls in the 70s, whereas in the past, that was 60s and 70s was kind of the average. So that's an area where we're seeing an uptick in activity.
currently on pace for about a 20% increase this year.
Yeah. So it's interesting to watch that, looking at Central's numbers. They're kind of doing the same thing. So I don't know if we're an aging area that's requiring more service or what you attribute that to, but definitely seeing a tick up in emergency responses outside of PD responses. So. All right. Christie is ready with the finance report.
So going into December, the budgets look really good. The street department's still showing pretty wonky. I did get verification today that we should have gotten the ACH tonight, that we're expecting for the reimbursement for the Rock Creek project, so that will help the street department's budget a little bit.
How much is that check?
It's $75,000 total. I think 25 of that goes to the water department, 50 will go into the street. So that'll help that a little bit. December is always a hard month on the budgets, but I think overall we'll be fine still for year end. I think we'll still be, overall the city will come in under budget. Our sales tax was up a little bit higher this month than it was last month, but it was still down overall, so it's bumped our average down to 7.5% increase for the year. I did dig into that a little bit. It's hard to say who it was because the industry is unspecified, but there was a very large credit in October given to somebody. Somebody claimed a credit. For what reason, we don't know. We don't know if someone had to give a refund back or if they had overpaid it another time or what, but there was a very large credit done. In October, it was like $30,000, which is about what we were short from what we normally get. That same industry, what they paid in taxes in November was like $1,500, and it's usually around $15,000. So I don't know if I'm not sure what's going on with that, and that's kind of one of those things that we don't have the ability to get a lot of information on, but it makes me feel good that we can kind of see where it was, and it's not just like grocery sales are going down, regularly or something like that. So hopefully we'll start seeing that come back in the next couple of months. The water budget is looking really good. Our sewer sales versus income is going to be really good for this year. Looks like we'll be well over 140,000 to the good this year in our income and expenses for the sewer. We did get notification today from the city of Fayetteville that their rates are going to change next year. We haven't had time to really verify, but it looks like potentially a 15% increase for sewer. And if we're looking at it right, a small decrease for water rates. So we'll have to look at that at the first of the year to see if we're going to have to change our rates accordingly. But we'll look into that more this week and kind of see where we're at on that. But we did get notification from the mayor of Fayetteville this time at least that there is going to be a change. On the court report, those distributions are going to be well under $75,000 lower this year than they were last year. So it's going to be interesting to see this next year how those trend with the new laws and the new distribution of money. We'll see how that goes. Other than that, don't have a lot going on to report on. What I can think of.
So something I found interesting, Christie, was looking at the street budget. There's a variance of $97,000 on supplies, and the budget is $96,000 over budget. So I say that to say Isaac's budget is right on track with where it was expected to be this year, without the outlier of having to buy all those supplies to move those right-of-way lines and that type of thing. So, kind of give Isaac a bad time about his budget looking so bad, but honestly, it's right in line with where it should have been.
Right.
So,
And the part that's not reimbursable was actually a lot of the stuff on Riverwood. He had to buy a lot of
Yeah,
materials for that too, for Riverwood, for flooding. So,
there.
so, and you said we're getting roughly 75 back,
50-ish for the street department.
50 is for it, so
Yeah.
it'll be 40,000 over-ish. But all in all, I think we came in really good for what those guys had to do this year. But I found that fascinating that it was literally a couple $100 off the.
A lot of that you don't really have the control over.
We don't,
That
yeah,
happens.
that's exactly
It
right.
happens, and you still gotta fix it.
Yeah.
So,
So Christie talked about that sales tax report. We don't have visibility on that, but I want to say, if I remember correctly, it was about 15,000 a month we get from internet sales on average. That's what that internet sales tax, so everybody ordering Amazon or ordering Walmart, I don't know how Walmart hits. Grocery delivery, I don't know if that's going to hit under groceries or if it's going to hit under internet sales. Again, we don't have visibility. It's very vague information, but
you kind of get what you get.
yeah, that's right.
It was in the online sales was it was in the top 4
Yes.
industries for us.
Yeah. So, hopefully that turns around, and hopefully, like Christie said, that's just a credit that somebody applied for somehow, and that picks back up. But it's literally under a descriptor of less than 3 businesses in this NACES code. There's no description whatsoever of what industry it is, just less than 3 businesses under this code. So, we look at it, but trying to figure it out is very difficult. I think that's all I had.
I did put, for those of you that didn't hear me talking about it beforehand, I did put electronic consent forms in front of you. If you want your 1099s electronically, then I need that filled out. If you want them paper, you can just disregard it and throw it away.
Thank you.
And Christie mentioned the water and sewer rate increase, so Mayor Ron sent out an email, I don't know, it was like 4 o'clock this afternoon, just letting me know, which is a vast change from what we've received in the past. So I thought that was nice that she sent that out. Christie's already had Amanda off the top of her head try to, again, it was at the end of the day, and so we don't know exact numbers, but they'll get us some numbers as far as how that increase is going to hit us, and we can adjust accordingly as we go into next year. It was also interesting that both months that we had to pay the extra bond out of the sewer department, we still came out positive on those months, so that's certainly a first for us. So I think we're moving in the right direction. If we could just get Fayetteville to settle in and leave us alone for a little while, we'd be in good shape. So, all right. So we have no ordinances tonight, so we don't need a procedural motion. We don't have any old business, but we do have 4 items of new business. And the first is to approve the city and water audits. Those were available on the website if anyone wanted to dive into details on those. For the most part, our audits are as they always have been. We get dinged for not having enough people to separation of duties, but that's kind of who we are in West Fork. So any questions concerning the audits?
Make a motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. That motion carries. Item 2 is Resolution 2025-08. It is to amend Section 3.2 of the Personnel Policy. And that resolution is in your packet. It is essentially making some changes to our nepotism policy, which would allow relatives to work within the same department with some separation of authority, so not directly under a family member. But in order to do so, in order to make that hire, that would have to come to the city council first for city council approval. So we're taking that hire away from department heads, hiring somebody directly into their department and placing it on the city council for approval. And the reason for that is, there's some cases where we may be able to get a more quality hire, since our pool of candidates is a little bit smaller in a city our size. So we're just making some changes to that, but still trying to protect the policy at the same time.
I make a motion, we approve it as it is.
Second.
We have a motion and second. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. That motion carries. Item 3, approve the Homestead Improvement District funds to pay towards the balance of the bond. So if you guys remember when we took on that Homestead project, we put a couple stipulations on that. One was that whatever money was left over in their improvement district funds, so they paid dues every month for the maintenance of that plant. But part of that condition was that any funds left over in that after we were finished would come to the city of West Fork. We took on the debt, we made the improvements, and so, have we found out exactly how much is in that yet?
I'm expecting 10,000 or less.
Okay.
For sure.
So it's not a large amount, but what we would like to do is take that amount and apply it directly to the debt associated with that project.
Make a motion.
Second.
I think we have a motion and second on that one. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. That motion carries. Item 4, which we added to new business, is an affidavit of destruction. So this is some old documents from the court. So if you guys remember, a couple of years ago, Tracy started a project of getting those old documents scanned and getting them out of, was it laserfish? Microfiche?
They were on microphone.
Microfiche. So we had them stored in, the compressed format for microfiche. We were paying a fee for that storage. So we finally have a large batch of documents that we're ready to destroy. We have those in digital format now, and so we would like that go ahead to get those shredded.
I'll make the motion that we do that.
Second.
We have a motion and second. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. That motion carries. Item E, is there any other business? None? So I do have a piece of this. So staying in the same homestead realm, we finally have movement up there on that bank account and on the transmittal of that land. So the second condition of that was the city of West Fork would be deeded the land that was the filtration site for that system. It's roughly 4 acres. I would like council approval to move forward with getting that appraised and getting that put up for sale. Christy and I have talked about doing the same thing with it, selling that parcel and applying those dollars back to that debt that we took on for Homestead.
Make a motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. That motion carries. So we can go ahead and move with that. So we'll move into mayor's comments. So the parade was fantastic. Thank you for everyone who participated in that. It's amazing that we can get that many people in here and move that many floats through them. That was a really good time the other night. So a big thank you to everybody involved, and that's city personnel and all of the churches and sponsors and everybody that participated in that. I've already talked about that we're meeting Thursday with that for that development at Arvest. So excited to get that moving forward. And we've already talked about the water and sewer rates going up. You guys stole all my thunder in Mayor's comments. So I guess that's where I'll stop at tonight.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say yes.
Yes.
Those opposed, no. We are adjourned.